Cradle, Dogs of Fount, Chapter 40, Part 2. I'm messing with you, man. It isn't too far to Tofam, and then we'll work out your vehicles. Holy crap, you had me going, Nate cackled, forgetting Heather's thoughts for a moment. They walked on in the desert toward a rise that was slow in coming in the sand. Nate and Ruiz's squad together only totaled 17, but since Nate had joined the tribe, he'd rarely spent time in a company this big. Once they made the rise, the new world opened up to them. Nate saw a network of what he would call villages spanning for miles, and there were even more remote ones barely visible off in the distance. Each village had water sources and pools, and flowing in small streams. There were even small smoke plumes coming out of brick chimneys sparsely in all the collective network of habitations. "Behold, the true New Hong Kong warriors," Benton exclaimed. "What do you mean by true?" Heather asked. "The true New Hong Kong that will lead the way to a truer future, a future free from human greed." "What makes you so sure that's possible?" Heather asked. "After a week here, ask me that same question again," Benton said, looking back at Heather from his camel. He nodded at her and then gave the beast a nudge, and they all scaled down the dune's side. The village had a smell even from this hillside. It smelled of a sort of stew that was spicy yet flavorful. Incense was mingled in too, and a stable funk also. "Tofam is the closest village to us," Benton said. "Please make yourselves at home and find provisions and spaces you need. You are welcome, brothers and sisters." Rees got to Nate's side after talking to who Nate thought was Steve from what he overheard. "You going off with your squad?" Ruiz asked. "More or less," Nate responded. "All right, we need to get our teams to bond, so I'll text you later today and we'll meet up," he said. "But I want you to keep your eyes open for anything that's off, and we'll trade notes and stuff later." "Got it." They dapped and Ruiz went back to his squad. Lou walked up from the rest of Fount's squad that was trailing Nate and Heather. "What did Ruiz want?" Lou asked with a slight sneer. "You don't trust him?" Nate asked. "It's not that. He's just known to land himself in situations sometimes," Lou explained. "I can see that now that you say something, but he was just saying that we should look for any weird, and talk about it later." "All right, I'll take the team and to find somewhere we can crash, and I'll get back to you too," Lou said and nodded, falling back. "You heard it all?" Nate asked Heather. "Yeah, you guys are as paranoid as girls," Heather said, smiling with some sweat on her brown brow. "We have to be. We don't know these people." "I'm sure the chiefs made sure everything's legit, Nate." "I'm sure we are the chief's eyes and ears because we're in this deeper than them, Heather," Nate returned. "Just remember, none of us are strapped yet, and our knives can only reach so far," Heather explained. Nate took out his canteen and took a few swigs and wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. "You're damn right about that one, babe. In any case, I think we learn more by sticking close to Benton for the time being," Heather explained. They both looked at the cultured man on his camel, and a sense of ease radiated off him. Nate thought he was a bit cocky, but vowed to find out why one way or another. They entered Tofam by the sand switching from gold to the trail that ran through this mouth, which was an earthy gray and was softer on the feet to Nate. Benton got off his camel without making it kneel and tied it next to another one on a wooden bar attached to posts. Nearby, the keeper of the camels was pouring a large basin of water into the trough from his shoulder. The man had dark brown skin and a crazy set of hair and a wild gray goatee to match. He was older, yet strong and vital.